For me, the big question when I go into a place like this, essentially a junk shop that has a section of old paintings that people have discarded either from their house or house clear-outs, maybe office clear-outs, dead relatives, moving house, who knows? Who knows where these pictures come from? They're all pretty old. They're not, none of them recent. They're not just sort of art school discards, at least so far as I can tell. What do I think of when I come in here? It's quite an amazing experience because it really makes me question what art is for. What is it for? Why do we have it? And why do we make it? Why did any of the people who were responsible for making these pictures in this room, why did they do it? What possessed them to want to do it? Looking at them, one of my questions is, why did they think that actually they were good at it and they had talent? Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's, if they think they have a talent and they turn out not to, it's not the biggest crime, actually. But sometimes you just kind of wonder, that kind of time commitment to a piece of canvas or a piece of paper, and then the result being really mediocre. Okay, fine. But, I mean, what do we see in the gallery in the museum? But, the level of mediocrity is, not that much different, I think. The tastes are different. There's a kind of innocence in most of these pictures, a kind of joie de vivre, sort of like, I'm going to make a picture of something. I'm going to do a picture of a field and some sheep, or I'm going to do a beautiful picture of a horse, or a pretty picture of a woman with a bowl of flowers or something. This kind of naive optimism. What I'm seeing in these pictures is that kind of naive, hopeful optimism about life, the ability to kind of bury the negative things in life by the process of creativity, by painting and drawing these pictures. And it's really the opposite of what 20th century art has all been about. It's been about kind of exposing the horror of existence through art. Even maybe the horror of existence is one of those things that traditionally artists didn't really portray much. I mean, you had the kind of warning paintings, the kind of, this is what happens to you if you, fall foul of the system, kind of religious paintings about, being damned and put in hell, or, going against the gods and being flayed alive or otherwise tortured. Being some great pictures in the National Gallery of sort of, devils tearing people to pieces, and the sort of Hieronymus Bosch visions of hell, but they weren't really about and meant to portray this is the reality of life, and life is really bad, and we're all damned and doomed, and there's nothing you can do about it because God's been dead for a long time. They're not like that, but the pictures you're getting here, they're kind of ignoring all that's going on in 20th century art. They're saying, well, actually, a field of sheep is a really worthwhile thing to paint, and I feel good by painting. I'm willing to put my time into it, and somebody, myself or friends or family, is going to want to have this picture on their wall. And, I suppose for a while that was probably true. Now we've got a whole room of pictures like this, and I don't know how many buyers there are going to be. Probably fewer buyers than are in the other part of this big sort of underground car park junk shop, that are going to be buying trousers and shoes and coffee makers and things like that. But somehow I kind of love it here. I love all these pictures, and if I one day ever had a really big house, I would kind of want to have a room like this. I'd probably just keep it exactly like this and just come here and hang out here. And it's arty without any of the bullshit that we have to do when we're artists. It's naive and optimistic and hopeful and kind, and we just aren't allowed to be like that.